Hey guys, this is Nick from Forex with some daily price action analysis. In this analysis, I'm going to be going through each and every pair I trade, and I'm going to be going through each and every time frame for that pair. This is a process that I go through 3 to 5 times per day. It's basically scanning my charts looking for price action setups. I go through this process systematically, like I said, several times per day, 3 to 5, and I look for price action setups. And even if I'm looking at a pair in which I know there's no potential for a trade setup, I still go through each and every time frame. I'll show you what I do right now. We're going to be looking for price action setups. I already know there's one forming on GBP USD, and I'm hoping I can finish off this analysis before this trade triggers. Now this on the 3 hour doesn't look that good. 4, 5, and all these odd time frames. I have the 5 hour, 7 hour, 5 hours, 7 hour, 9 hour, 10, 11. I don't trade these time frames. I just have these here because they give me a different view of price action. And the more I understand about price action when I'm looking at a specific setup, the more views I get of price action, the better decision I can make, whether I want to enter a trade or if that price action setup is actually suggesting a reversal. So this just gives me a little bit of extra information, all these time frames. That's why I have them here. I don't actually trade 7 hour, 9 hour, 10 hour, 11 hour, or the 5 hour. But I do trade the 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, and daily. Okay, so 6 hour. It might look okay here. Nah, not that good. I'm planning to trade this one on the 12 hour. I've already got this trade set up on my list, and it's kind of ready to go. I haven't put in my entry order yet, but I'm thinking about entering at the low of the indecision candle with quite a tight stop just above the resistance area. I will try to get a live trade video on this if it does in fact trigger, but we'll see how it goes. So we have a potential setup here on the 12-hour GBP USD. It's a reversal setup. Not really going to explain how I trade reversals right now because there's plenty of information about that on Forex for Noobs. And I'll link to it in the blog post that accompanies this video. All right. Actually, I didn't check the daily. Let's see what it looks like. It's also a setup on the daily. I mean, if the daily candle closes like this, then tomorrow's daily candle might trigger a trade. But that's a Friday candle, and I don't really like entering daily trades on a Friday. So I'd rather enter the 12 hour. All right, oops. Let's check Euro USD. Let's go through it from 3 hour through to the daily. Just check all the time frames, see what price action is telling us. It's not really telling us much. It just broke above the resistance area, and now it's come back down to it. Pretty normal occurrence. This is probably going to result in a continuation, but we'll just see how it goes. But yeah, there's no potential for a trade here. Usdchf, I was looking at a potential trade here yesterday, but it broke below my my support area, and now it's gone back up to it. So no trade here, but I'm still going to follow my process systematically and go through each and every time frame and just try to see what price is actually doing. It still looks like there's potential for a reversal trade here, but I don't really like the formation that much here on the 12 hour. I mean, some people could take this. I think you might get a good risk to reward ratio, but I'm more interested in the GBP USD short on the 12 hour than I am this USDCHF trade. All right, AUD USD. Let's start with the 3 hour and go through 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there's nothing here. Nope, nothing. USD CAD is sitting on a support area on the daily chart. So let's start with the 3 hour though. See what it looks like. Looks like it might actually be forming indecision down here, but probably on a higher time frame. See what it looks like on 12 hour. 10 hour, we can see some pretty clear indecision, but 10 hour is not a time frame I trade, so. But see, looking at these time frames, like the 10 hour, it is showing us some clear indecision. So what this time frame, even though I don't trade it, it just gives me a bit of a clearer picture of what's going on down here. And down here, we're clearly seeing some indecision. So I'm going to pull this to the top of my list, and I'm going to keep an eye on it, see what it looks like on the 12 hour when this candle closes, see what it looks like on the 8 hour. Yeah, when this candle closes, this candle could also close as indecision. So I'm just going to keep an eye on this one and see what it looks like when it closes. I already did AUD/USD. Let's take a quick look at EUR/JPY. There was a trade here yesterday on EUR/JPY. I did not take it, but we did talk about it in yesterday's analysis, and I told you if you took it, you really should hold this trade. You shouldn't bail out right now. You should hold on to this position. And to those of you who listened, good work, because it's actually dropped. And to those of you who bailed, this is why you don't bail out on your trades unless there is a compelling reason to do so, which there wasn't with this setup, in my opinion. But let's quickly look at what's going on here. There's no potential for a trade here at all because there's already a short trade open. Even if you didn't enter it, there is a short reversal in progress here. So you can't really enter in the middle of a short reversal. But like I say, I'm going to go through each and every time frame anyway. It's just about having a process and sticking to your process. Even if you know there's nothing there, you do it anyway. GBP/JPY, let's start with 3 hour. GBP/JPY seems pretty well correlated with EUR/JPY right now. Just visually, it seems correlated, so there's not going to be anything here either to trade, but like I was saying, stick to the process. USD/JPY has broken below a support area. So there won't be anything here either. Yeah, nothing to trade there. Take a quick look at New Zealand USD. Same deal. It's broken above a resistance area. So nothing really to trade here, but let's go through it anyway. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm actually seeing maybe some potential here. I placed these support resistance areas yesterday, I think, and I threw them up quite quick. We're getting some strong indecision there, and that looks to line up with, see this here? So there might be some support here. See how price came down and bounced away? And we might be seeing some resistance here. I just want to confirm that though. I want to pull this back a bit. Oh, actually, now I remember, we don't actually have any data for this. That's why, yeah, 2010 was last time price was down here. So let's see how this support area actually lines up pretty well with these bounces in 2010. See these really strong bounces here? I don't really like relying on data from 2010. It was a long time ago. You know, I don't really like doing this, but 2010, we did have some pretty strong bounces here, like right from this area. And then recently, and recent data is the most important, on its way down through this area, price had a slight bounce. It didn't really lead to much, but price kind of got stuck in this area and then continued down. And now we're seeing indecision forming right on top of this area on the 12-hour chart. So maybe we might get a reversal here. I'm not sure if I'm willing to take a trade on this, because the support resistance area really isn't that great. It's a bit of a stretch saying that this is a strong resistance area. But regardless, I am going to monitor this one closely, and I just want to see what happens here. I might be tempted to enter. I'm just going to see how it goes. So GBP USD, USD CAD, New Zealand USD. Let's check GBP AUD quickly. But there's nothing going on here. It's always tricky with support resistance areas when price moves in to a area that it hasn't been in for a long time, like with New Zealand USD. You know, when price moves into an area where it hasn't been in for 5 years, it's really hard to place good support resistance areas. So what you have to do is kind of make a best guess type thing. You guess based on what very little data you have, which is what I did here. I made a guess based on very, very little data. But as price keeps moving in and out of that area, your support resistance areas clear up. And we could potentially be seeing that here. So if we get indecision here and we get a really nice reversal, price just drops down from here, that would be confirmation that this is in fact a valid resistance area. So I'm just going to wait and see how this one turns out. In all likelihood, I'm not going to enter this, but I'm just going to watch it, and this might lead to me adjusting this resistance area and then taking a trade next time price moves up to here. But either way, I'll keep you guys updated. I think that is it for the analysis.